Hello, welcome to our channel. My name is Lina Jima.
My name is Israel Jima.
Welcome to Love in
Paradise.
And we are talking about part 2 of restarting your marriage.
Exactly.
So if you did not listen to the first part 1 of restarting your marriage, please go play the video part 1 of restarting your marriage. Okay, we define what it means and all of that. So now we want to give you some practical examples on how to restart your marriage.
You're talking about restarting your marriage. We have experienced it, like we said in the previous video, so many times. So I want to share with you now practical things you can do to restart your marriage.
Okay, there's one thing that we do, and you know, that is sometimes I initiate it, sometimes my husband initiates it, and that is, you know, going back to our honeymoon experience.
Exactly.
You see, when we got married, we had our honeymoon by the beachside. We lodged into a guest house and by the beachside, and this was about 32 years ago. And every time, like in the afternoon, we go to the beach, we sit on the sand and just hold hands and just gaze at the sea and look at the sea and all of that. In the cool evening, we go back there, you know. Sometimes we carry our food, we go to the beachside and eat there. It was such a sweet and beautiful experience. It was like my dream come true as a young girl, 24-year-old, you know, getting married to this 27-year-old man then, you know. So when we have issues now, one way we restart is we look for, you know, a hotel by the beach side. We just go there for like 3 days or 2 days, 3 days, 2 nights, you know, however time permits us and our finances permits us. We go there and we repeat the same experience. So when we go there, we sit down, we won't discuss about our hurts, our grievances and everything, our disagreement, but we'll talk about our future. We talk about when we had the same experience, you know,
many years ago.
And then we now talk about the future, because that time during our honeymoon, when we go to the beach area, that time all we're talking about was the future.
Exactly.
Our children, how many children we're going to have, the names we're going to give them, you know, what we're going to do, how we're going to move, how we're going to relocate, you know, things like that. So when we do the same thing now, that's what we talk about. We talk about the future, what's going to happen the next time, you know, our children getting married, our grandchildren coming, and things like that. So
when we do that, the marriage is restarted.
Yeah.
The love is rekindled. We remember how we enjoyed that during our honeymoon that time. And that practical way we used to restart our marriage is when we hit a rock, when things are hard, we try to restart the marriage by doing some of those things that we used to do before we got married.
That's right.
Some things when we were in courtship, before we got married, we used to do certain things. One of them was we'll write each other letters. Now, and my wife's handwriting is very pretty. Her handwriting is beautiful as she is. So when those days before we got married, she write me a letter. I would take that letter, man, I would cherish the letter. I will read it and read it, keep it under my pillow, things like that. So one way
put it on your heart.
On my heart, one way to restart, we go back to writing those letters again.
Okay.
Even though we live in the same house, we can write that letter and mail it to each other.
We still do it.
You know, we still do that. We live there, write letters, so you see my handwriting afresh. Even though we can type, we can do email, but we choose to take a pen and write a letter, a love letter to one another. That helps. Another thing, okay.
You know what? Sometimes when I want to disguise, so you won't know that this letter is for me, I use my left hand to address the envelope. So when he sees it, he can't tell the letter.
The person who wrote the letter.
Until
when I open it, I said, "This is the handwriting of my wife," and I know. You know, so another practical thing that we do to restart the marriage apart from writing letter, is to do other things we used to do before. Things like one of the things that we used to do before that we normally do tonight to restart the marriage.
Let me tell this on your ears.
Small gifts.
Let me tell this one. Also,
small gifts.
Showering together.
Small gifts. Oh, okay, good. That's one thing we used to do. Yes, that's one thing we used to do. That also helps to rekindle the marriage. When we newly got married, many times we'll have our shower together at the same time. So when we want to...
And that shower is not 5 minutes, it's not 10 minutes shower.
When we want to
it's not 20 minutes.
To restart, that's one thing we do. And make sure that we go into the shower together and have shower at the same time. Maybe your bath will not be so big, but at least you find a way of doing that. Fitting. And then another issue is, apart from the letters, is to continuously text my wife. I send her text every day, tell her how much I love her, honey, how wonderful she is.
Honey, you know what? Sometimes some people they can text their friends, they can text other people. They hardly ever send a love text message
to their spouse.
Why? Because we live in the same house. We just saw each other. Why will I send you a text message? But you send your friend in Texas. Hey, friend, hey, how you doing? Why don't you send a text message to your husband at work? Hey, how you doing, honey? I'm waiting for you at home.
Beautiful. So those little things like that, there are things we do practically to restart our marriage. Once we do those things, you remember, I love my wife, I love my husband. Whatever has happened, well, let's let it go. Let's resume our relationship together. That's some practical things that we do. We'll share more with you as time goes on, but this is very important for us to do. We send text messages to each other, we write each other's letters, we go back to the things we used to do before that made us happy with each other and redo them. That's restarting our marriage.
So do you try? This is something that we practice, it's helped us for over 30 years. So next time, sit with your spouse and tell that person, hey, come on, let's restart.
Let's restart.
Let's press that button. Let's restart our marriage. Let's restart our relationship. Or maybe you're in a relationship, you're not married yet, and things are not going so well between you. Hey, you can restart that relationship.
That's right, you can restart. And when you restart, everything becomes beautiful again.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Love in Paradise, because Love in Paradise experience
is possible.